Hey guys, it's Terry here from Money Matters for Everybody, and today I'm recording a couple videos. So I just wrapped up a conversation with TJ, but now I have Tim with me.
Hello.
Do you want to tell him where you're from?
I'm with Tiny Apple Homestead.
Well done. High five. Good job. Okay, great. So I just finished talking to TJ about the long-term investing mindset with children and how hard it is to teach them, right? Long-term investing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you can't teach them, you have to show them, right? I'm really looking forward to what's in store for him. If I can brag for a minute. So, but I wanted to talk to our viewers about the couple of other things that happened this week in terms of Money Matters. So we opened up a high yield savings account this week. We were aware, I don't think I was aware of high yield savings accounts. We were aware of CDs.
Yeah, we knew about CDs and money markets, but once we found out about high yield savings accounts and the amount of interest or dividends you earn on those, and how it far outweighs the standard checking account, or savings account, I'm sorry.
Yep.
It was a no-brainer, especially when you have money sitting in an emergency fund that is a significant amount of money. It makes sense to have it in an account that's going to be working and earning you money over the course of the year.
Exactly. You just took all my talking points. Well done. Well done. So that is exactly it. This is not money. This is our emergency fund. So if you're following the baby steps, step 1, build a starter emergency fund. Step 2, work the steps in the debt snowball. Step 3, you want 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in an emergency fund. So we took our emergency fund and put it into a high yield savings account. It's not going to get the same rate of return as the market. You need to be able to go to the bank and take it out
in a case of emergency.
Yeah, and in the market, it would take a little bit of time to do that. So, all right, perfect. So the market average rate of return in the last 65 years, 10 to 12%. High yield savings accounts, ours was 3.75. But some lessons that I wanted to share with you from that experience were, first, we did ask our local bank, our own bank.
The bank that we have been with for as long as we've been married.
If they offered a high yield savings account. They did not. So that was our first step. Step 2 was Tim and I don't prefer to bank with a large bank. I mentioned previously we had an issue with Citibank a couple years back, and I vowed to never do business with a big bank ever again. So we had to do some research on small, more local banks that offered high yield savings. And we did find one, thankfully. So, and then the next step was finding out what the terms were. I personally was under the assumption that a high yield savings account probably had a lot of rules set up, right? And there's minimums on this particular one, and there's a set, a maximum amount of times you can withdraw. But again, it's an emergency fund. So worst case scenario, I could always pull it out of there and send it back to my other bank. Or if it drops below the amount, that it will just be...
It just won't accrue interest.
It just won't accrue interest. Yep. Excellent. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think the key, like Terry keeps saying, is this is the emergency fund. It's something that should be sitting there waiting in case you ever have an emergency. Hopefully you never have to touch it, and it just keeps accruing interest and gaining dividends for you, but it is there in case you ever do need to access it for an emergency.
Yep. So just make sure that you understand the terms of the high yield savings account and have at it. I mean, you're talking about, if you're looking at an average 3-month emergency or 6-month emergency fund is $30,000, and you're talking about nearly 4% interest. That's $1,200 a year.
Absolutely.
That would just be sitting in a bank account, not accruing that much interest. So hopefully that is helpful to you.